Jason the Ween just hit 100k subs while ETA by New Jeans was playing alongside FaZe Clan. I'm 28. I'm 26. I'm 20. Asian people. I feel like there's been a large increase of representation of Asians in a more positive light, where their likeness isn't based off purely being Asian, but just being good at what they do. You know, you take Everything Everywhere All at Once for movies, Hayden and Edward on TikTok, Mitski for music. I bet on losing dogs. If you're wondering why Crazy Rich Asians aren't being mentioned, it seems like there's progress being made from showing Asians in a more positive light, but there's definitely content we're still not proud of, like K-pop doing this back in the day.
You just told me, say the game, Negro.
Asian people still doing accents. Both good and bad things happening right now. Are we past the stereotypes that were held to us for a while? Are Asians cool now? Short answer, that's a dumb fucking question. Long answer, let's speedrun this because I just make meme videos. I'm not Ollie Sunvia. Here's me speedrunning the history of Asians in Western media. Memer. Boom, world record, baby, let's get it. In summary, Asians were seen as both villainous and non-human. Also, there was a thing called yellow peril, which was a metaphor that depicted us as an existential danger to the Western world. But honestly, it kind of just sounds sick as an Asian clothing company, like yellow and apparel, yellow peril. I'm letting someone steal that idea before I patent it. Careful now, time's ticking. I think it really depends on where you live. Like if you live in LA or New York, you're not gonna be the only Asian person there. And typically you're just like everyone else because it's a pretty diverse city. So being made fun of for being Asian isn't that big of an issue unless you're just like not standing up for yourself. But I remember a couple years ago, some girl told me she got called a in New Jersey in like 2019. That's crazy. If you don't know what that word is, just search it up. So while there's a split in terms of how Asians are still being treated to this day, we could still acknowledge some of the strides that we have in terms of numbers, like K-pop. Kind of. Back then, K-pop wasn't as mainstream as it is now. If you were an Asian American, it was in your MP3 player, but you would never really be like, guys, this house party is sick. Pass me the aux cord. I'm about to put the gang on Super Junior right now. It only started to gain more traction in the early 2010s, like the group Girls' Generation. Then of course Gangnam Style came out and actually gave K-pop that push it needed for people to start venturing in and realizing there's kind of talent here. Hey, this girl said the N-word. Through all this though, K-pop is pretty normalized now and generally accepted. There's a ton of malls now that have a K-pop store somewhere, and my local Vallarta's has a section for bulldog noodles. On one hand, it's nice to see something that was, you know, back in the day no one really cared about and now is praised. Although there still is a lot of controversy within the industry as a whole, like how some fans are just weirdos. Korea itself is a racist country, labels starving girls to fit a certain aesthetic. I got rejected from Anderson .Paak's K-pop's show. It's all the same amount of struggle if you really think about it. But to me, it's just K-pop. These artists are Asian, not Asian American. And to me, it feels nice to have representation that doesn't rely itself so much on Asianness, but rather just that person or brand itself. This is where you bring in Jason the Ween is debatably one of the biggest Twitch streamers in the world right now, not just because he's Asian, but because he's doing it by not being some Asian caricature. Jason the Ween is from Texas and started out making cringe bait TikToks and then moved on to streaming. Before FaZe, it was pretty much E-dates and Valorant, which is itself an Asian American stereotype, but his current fame now supersedes that. We've all seen that clip of him dancing to ETA by New Jeans while hitting 100k subs and them reacting to it. And it's just, overall, he's just him being him, and that's how we got there. I'm fucking glazing right now. So when I mean the separation of self-identity, I just mean his content isn't only for an Asian audience. He's just a variety streamer that happens to be Asian. But also, there's nothing wrong with sticking with an Asian audience too. I mean, I literally just talked about 88 Rising and Costco. But to get to a point of success at that level, not because he's Asian, but because he's entertaining, shows more depth of a character that was once seen as pretty one-dimensional and shitty before. But with these strides, we still have some questionable content people make. For example, this.
Go. A-plus made the honor roll. She from California like that, so she rolls. Take my egg roll up a booty hole.
Is this really the shit we're doing in 2024? This is that coworker music that your subtly racist white coworker will be like, bro, I found this song, it's hilarious. Then he shows it to you, and you only, because you're the token Asian at the company. And this brings me to my final point about if we're setting ourselves back or if we're still advancing. And I can answer this by just going to Seaside. Nah, fuck this. Let's get a Modelo. If you don't know, there's a certain group of people getting dogged on right now, and that's the SoCal Asian.
Mommy, it's cold. I want water.
And one of the main points is that they go to Seaside Bakery, which is just a mom and pop bakery store in Orange County. And then people thought it was getting worse once this dude was making videos about Seaside. Obviously, yes, this is cringe content, and he just had an idea that went viral and just kept sticking with it. Do I like it? No. Do I like him? No. Do I want him? No. Do I love him? This joke sucks. But then people started getting baited to making videos about this, saying he's setting Asian people back and how terrible it is for him to do it. So this goes in tangent with the overall question, are we past the stereotype? Kind of, and shut up. Kind of, because yes, there's tons of examples to prove we've made advancements in our stereotypes, like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Not only is it a mainly Asian cast that won tons of Oscars, one of the actors pointed out a great point within the movie industry.
I have to tell you this, The Good Earth, the leading role was played by these guys with the eyes taped up like this, and they talk like this. And the producer said the Asians were not good enough, and they are not box office. But look at us now, huh?
And this is good, but it also leaves me saying no, because stereotypes have been sticking around the whole time, and that's something that's not going away anytime soon. That brings me to my final point. Stop it. I'm not gonna try to give you a real answer here, just that all this ranting and raving people are doing doesn't mean anything at all. No one cares that you drink boba or play Valorant. Seaside will be swept away as just another internet topic that was talked about for 2 to 3 weeks. At the end of the day, don't let stereotypes control how you feel, because then your self is now based off what other people think of you. If you do some of those stereotypical things, so fucking what? That's just you. Keep doing that shit. If someone clowns on you, just clown on them back. Life's not that serious. And stand up for yourself and delete Valorant. Maple Story video is coming September 2nd. Thank you.